And I think in the artistic journey and in the struggle that we go through when we do this stuff, I think Bo Burnham nailed it perfectly in his Inside special. Because to me, Inside was not about the quarantine. I think it was all about the artistic process and what it's like in today's day and age to put things out onto the internet as a content creator, as an artist, and to almost like overanalyze yourself in the process of making it, trying to counter criticisms that you think that you might come up against in the inevitability of you posting and the reception that might happen from people who disagree with your worldview or your point of view. And all of those things, I think, are really salient points that really resonated with me as an artist and really resonated with me as a YouTuber, content creator, podcaster, whatever, whatever title you want to throw at me, depending on how you know me. Those things are created very similarly in the way that Bo Burnham's special portrayed his behind the scenes of making his special. And I thought it was so, just like good. Just as a piece of content, I just thought it was so good. And I thought it really made me think about my process and how to go about it moving forward, and what things to consider and what things to maybe stop considering and stop putting too much attention to. And I feel like I'm at the point in my journey now where I feel a lot more confident to just start making some stuff. And if I release it, or if I release it, if I don't, I don't. But as long as I'm learning from the process and I'm getting a little bit better, I'm trying to get over my perfectionism and just make something, make it as good as I can make it, learn the lessons I needed to learn from that project, dump it, move on. So whether dump it means post it and accept the reception of it, or just simply scrap it and just chalk it up as a lesson learned. Trying to be more at peace with that and trying to be more accepting of the reality that sometimes I'm going to put in time into a project that ultimately ends up not being worth it. That is something that I have to be more comfortable with, and being more comfortable with that failure, which allows me to grow and evolve and come up with new ideas. Because if you always spend your time thinking about the thing and overthinking about how you need to create it, what you need to do to prepare for it, how you need to do to get it perfect, you spend zero time doing the thing. And when you actually do the things, you spend that time making it, you learn shit you can't learn in the theoretical world where you're hypothetically thinking about how you might go about doing something. When you actually do something, you are forced to reconcile the realities of what the project is, what is feasible, and you learn what is within the limits of your skills, what is outside of your skill set, what you need to learn in order to enhance or to improve the next phase. You get to make an entire thing, see it as a whole, and figure out which parts of it do you think you can improve on. And then in that process, you do these, it's like iterative work, right? You want to do these different iterations, where each time maybe you just improve one aspect of a video. So maybe the first video I make, the audio sounds really good, but the lighting is kind of weird or something. Okay, well, so then the next thing I should improve is the lighting, right? Okay, now I got the audio and I got the lighting and it looks good. Okay, what is the next thing? Well, maybe the story wasn't that good, Okay, so then maybe we improve the story. Okay, so we do the story, the audio looks good, the lighting looks good. Okay, now maybe let's add some more After Effects, or let's have better graphics and stuff like that. Okay, well, now that's something new to learn, and that's a new rabbit hole to dive down. And so over time, I can figure out, well, what do I want to put my time and energy into? What is worth outsourcing? What is something that, I know somebody who is better at doing this. It's better to pay them or have them collaborate on a project, and to learn those things and to just kind of evolve from them. And so where I'm at now in my journey is very much actually allowing myself to just experiment and just shoot shit and just see what comes of it, and accepting the reality of whatever happens and comes from it. And it's been really freeing and liberating, and it's allowed me to very spontaneously sit down and do these things. I mean, this podcast I literally decided to do like a few minutes ago. Well, I guess it's been longer than a few minutes of recording time now, but right before shooting this, I kind of decided, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to record a podcast. And guess what? I didn't even fucking plan this, dude. I didn't plan a single thing. I didn't even create a note. Usually I'll create a note with like vague topics I want to cover. I didn't even create a note for this podcast. This is literally just kind of inspiration that I was feeling in the moment, and trying to not rely on needing the inspiration to come up. Like, I don't need the inspiration to come up. By sitting down and being disciplined, and this is something that you learn in The War of Art, and Turning Pro and all that, is that the act of sitting down forces inspiration eventually. It's not every session, but each time you sit down, you are giving yourself a chance for that inspiration to come.